Hey there, my peoples. So I'm still working on this Powerwall. Still waiting for some stuff to come in the mail from Amazon, my BMS especially. But I can't really use the BMS until I get all this soldered together. Or, they're going to be spot welded on the back sides of the battery. That's like on the negative end. They'll be spot welded with nickel strips. And then I'm going to have a fuse wire on the positive end. Anyway, that's going to be a while yet. A few weeks before I get to putting those together. And then I'll have my BMS by then. Actually, I should have that in a day or two. It's already here in town somewhere. But until then, I'm still processing batteries, getting them figured out by their capacities and their voltages and whether they're dead or not. And some that are, they're just low capacity, so they got to go. I thought I would point out how many I have left. I only have like this small little pile right here, one row. This is the equivalent of probably 50 or so laptop batteries. Each one is like between 4 and, I don't know, it could be as much as 10 or 12 in some of them. But usually they're like 6, maybe 8 of these cells in each one. So what I wanted to talk about was this little pile of batteries. I've got them crudely sorted. Obviously, it's not really a pretty little pyramid of batteries here. I thought, well, that's kind of silly, and that's been done before. I just wanted to get to the point. Some batteries suck. Some batteries excel. There's batteries you want to get if you can get them, and there's batteries that you want to toss them. You don't even want to use them. I'm not even testing some of these now. They're just so notoriously bad. So let's start with the bad, the really bad. The really, really bad ones are these Sanyos with the purple tops. They almost always are heaters. Every time I charge them, deplete them, charge them, they're smoking. Not every one of them. Some of them are great, but it's so often that I don't even want to waste the time to test them. That's how bad they are. These are the absolute worst. These purple top guys right here. Now, a close second is these white ones. They can often be pretty bad. They're sort of a tie with these green ones, these lime green ones. They're often pretty bad too. Now, there's some orange ones. They tend to be pretty good. They got the same sort of purple top on them, but they're orange on the outside, and they're not too bad. The best of the Sanyos are these dark green ones, and particularly these much darker green ones. This one's actually darker than this one, and this one down here is darker than this one. But the dark green ones, both of them seem to be pretty good. Now, getting into a different company, these are all Sanyos, almost all of them. There might be a few mixed in there that aren't, but they're mostly Sanyos. The next cheap ones are, and that being said, these are the worst, these are the worst of the decent ones that you could possibly use. Then there's a whole batch of them. I don't even test them. I'm going to dig down here and get them and give you a little look. Hold on, they're heavy. I got to pick this up. It's pretty heavy. So this is my junk pile box. I'm going to sell them for cheap. There's probably 50% of these batteries are just garbage. I don't even test half of them. They might be good, but I'm not going to waste my time because I don't want the hazard or the baloney of having to deal with them later on down the road when they deteriorate. They may not be a safety problem. They just deteriorate, and I just don't need the hassle. I got more than enough good batteries. So the questionable ones and the ones that test low, they're in this pile here. When they're completely flat, they're in the trash. And I dunk them in water. I take all the energy out of them, and then I turf them. I throw them in with the paints and chemicals, and then I take them to my local landfill, and that's where they go. They go into the hazardous waste. So let's just have a quick look. They'll often look like this guy right here. This is a good example. I'm trying to get in focus here for you, but I might have to zoom in. Hold on. There we go. I think that's the city where they're made, Shenzhen. And actually, these purple Shenzhen ones, they're often not that bad. I kind of grouped up that style, and I don't really like them. They let me down too often. There's another one. They usually get a barcode. I don't know why that has anything to do with it. But anything that's got that barcode, they're usually pretty cheap. These are sold for like the battery repurposers and the resellers for laptop batteries when you buy those $30 laptop batteries, and you wonder why they only keep your laptop running for about an hour. Well, there's your problem. These batteries, they're not even very heavy. You can just tell they don't have any weight to them. You compare them to this is an old depleted Panasonic cell. Like there's an obvious weight difference between that and that. It's many grams. Like I can just pick it up and say, yeah, there's some cobalt in there, and there ain't nothing there ain't no cobalt in that one. So anyway, yeah, there's some blue ones here. Same kind of deal. They just have this look about them. It's right there. It says it's rated 2,000 milliamp hours. That was when it was new. 2 months into service, this thing is already down to like my threshold for the power bank. And I often have these guys in here. I don't even test them. I gotten to that point now. I don't even test them. Some of these green ones, they've been tested. They're almost as bad as these purple ones. These purple Sanyos, man, they always get hot, and so that's you don't want that. So they got to go. So anyway, that's the real crappy ones there. These are sometimes pretty good, but generally I'm not going to put these into my Powerwall projects. I might hang on to them for some lighting projects or a little power bank or something like that. 10 of these together is pretty good for running a few lights or something. Then I get into the Sonys. That's these black top green ones. These are all Sony cells all the way to there. Generally a pretty good cell. Quite often, even as a used cell, they're in the lower 2000s, upper 1900s in milliamp hours. So they're usually pretty good. These are the Samsungs. Usually not too bad. I can have problems with the Samsungs. I don't seem to have too many problems with the pink Samsungs. The pink Samsungs seem to be a really good battery. And it's a battery that's really common in like e-bike batteries. They made millions and billions of these, I'm sure. They're in a lot of products. And the powder blue ones. Some of the other colors, you don't see them as much, but they are usually pretty good. They don't often have a lot of ones that I toss. They're pretty good too. Now, in the can't go wrong category is Panasonic. Panasonic owns this industry. They are the best. These Panasonic CGRs, they're almost always the same color, even though there are various models here. There's like the CGR 18650 CE, and then you'll have the CG. There's a couple different ones. They all kind of look the same from a distance, and they all have similar specs. Pretty good upper middle of the road battery right there. Now, when you're getting into the really good Panasonics, it's these dark green guys right here. These CGR 18650 AFs. And I believe there's another number, and I got some over here. I'm not sure if this is going to be the same. Yeah, the NCR 18650A. Also, very good capacity. This is an old-ass battery. It's like 15 years old. It still has 3,124 milliamp hours. That's better than 70% of the brand new cells on the market. This beats it. And it's old. It's 15 years old. And it's used. It came out of a used battery pack. So that tells you right there. These brown Panasonics, I don't know if I can find a number on there for you real quick. Get some over here. They got a lot of goo on them. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Take it back. These are LGs. Yeah, LG's the other one. The LGs are over here. These are LGs. These blue ones. And a certain kind of pink one. These guys right here. But mostly these dark blue ones. And these brown ones. These brown ones must be the top of the line for LGs because they all, and again, these are like 15 years old and they're rated 2,753. You know, and that's through my testing. Your testing might be higher, might be lower. It just depends on your environment. You doing it in a cold shop or a hot shop or whatever, it's going to come out different. But on average, these are in my 90% and above percentile for testing. So they're amazing. And then there's the gray Panasonics. Let's find one here. These NCRs. These NCR 18650s. These are original. Again, look, 2,700. This is at the upper, above 90% for my supply here. And they're just amazing, man. They test really high. Really, really, really high. There's also some what are these? INRs. Try and read one here. See if I can find one. Some of these I've re-sleeved, so I don't know whether they're Panasonics or INRs. But yeah. This is an INR 18650 M26. And it's an old battery as well, but it's still testing 2615. Pretty amazing. You know, really solid battery. So, yeah. You know, that's it for how strong they can be and which teams you're rooting for. The Sanyo team, you might not want to put a whole lot into that there, you know. But you can get them cheap because these were in all of the cheapest laptops you could get. I just ripped open a little Asus with an Atom chip in it. Like, you're talking like $99 laptop back in the day. And, you know, it's not even a laptop, a netbook or whatever you want to call it. And what did come out of it? Those purple tops. It was a refurbished laptop. It couldn't keep a charge for more than an hour from when we bought it from Staples as refurbished. And that's what was in it, and that was the problem. I rebuilt that last night. Didn't make a video about it. I took some of them out, and I put some of these in that were testing really high. And now the laptop's showing almost 4 hours of runtime available, even though the laptop itself sucks ass. But that's what came out of it. That's what went into it, made a huge difference. 4-fold difference between those and those. So yeah, these suck. I'm not putting any Sanyos, I don't think, in this wall. Maybe the green ones, you know, I don't know. I might just put any of them in there that are testing well, but I'm definitely not putting the purple top Sanyos in. They're my number one that I'm just not going to do it. So anyway, that's tonight's video about batteries. I know that doesn't interest all of y'all. You know what? Feel free to just swipe on by. I don't care. Don't matter to me. But I got to give you something. I got to give you something, right? I get a little something from you. You get a little something from me. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying your holidays. I hope you have all the best things happening in your life right now. I know a lot of you don't have the best things happening in your life right now. I, for one, I think I got COVID. My girlfriend's got COVID, and guaranteed, I think I'm getting the early stages of it. I'm not testing positive for it yet, but I don't feel so hot, and I'm not gonna let that stop me for now. But yeah, COVID sucks ass. Anyway, otherwise, life's good, and cooking in here. Too warm. Just think of old Diane around this time of year, and have a drinky poo on me, and well, on you, but for me, and I'll have one for you, and we'll go from there. The next projects are all going to be blacksmith stuff. The next couple videos, all blacksmith stuffs. I have to make a little log holder for myself here at home, and I might be making one similar to that for my present customer, who's the great guy who's had all these recent projects. That's where they're going, to this one home, and we're gonna make beautiful stuff. But I got to make one for home, something quick and dirty for home, because the thing we got now kind of sucks, and I just want it so it'll hold 2 armloads. So when I grab an armload of wood and I dump her down there, it's a perfect amount of wood. Okay, so anyway, peace out, and we'll check you on the next video.